Yesterday we saw a Mishnah on Chav Chesam and Aleph. The Mishnah said that Chametz of a Nachri that is mutter b'hana, B'Shei Yisrael zasa b'hana, right? That's after Pesach is over. So it's mutter b'hana. Shnemav lo yirah lecha sar. We saw three shittas in Chametz of Pesach. Rabbi Yehuda was very machmir. He said it's asam midiraisa before, it's asam midiraisa during, it's asam midiraisa afterwards. Rabbi Shimon said it's only during, before and after is mutter, but during it be asa b'achila b'hana. And Rabbi Yossi Haglili said even during is mutter b'hana. So we have a problem. Who is our Mishnah according to? It's not according to Rabbi Yehuda, as we're going to see in a second. It's not according to Rabbi Yossi. It's not according to Rabbi Shimon. And we're going to have two opinions in the Gemara. We're going to have two opinions in the Gemara. So we're up to the Chav Ches Amid Beis. We're up to Chav Ches Amid Beis. Actually, yeah, we're up to Chav Ches Amid Beis. Okay, and it says Yehuda Ksib B'hai. So Mani Masnisan, the last line. Mani Masnisan, who's the Tana of our Mishnah? I Reb Yehuda Chametz Stomaka Amar Afilu Denachri. He did not make a distinction between the chametz of a goy and the chametz of a Jew. Our Mishnah says the chametz of a goy after Pesach is permitted. Rabbi Yehuda said deraisa after Pesach chametz is not permitted, and he didn't make a distinction between a goy and a Jew. So mashma afilu a goy's after Pesach would not be good. So he can't be the Tana of our Mishnah. The Reb Shimon, the Yisrael Nami Mishra Koshari. If it's after Pesach, like Reb Shimon, even a Jew should be mutter. Yet our Mishnah says a chametz shavuot of Pesach, a Jew is asa. So it can't be Reb it can't be Reb Yehuda, and it can't be Reb Shimon. The Reb Yosef Glili, forget about after Pesach that it's mutter b'hana. I feel toitz maranami mishra koshari. Even in the middle of Pesach, it's mutter b'hana. So who's the Tana of our Mishnah? It's not Reb Yehuda, because it's not even a goyis after Pesach should be asa. It's not Reb Shimon, because even the Jews after Pesach should be mutter. And it's not Rabbi Yossi Haglili, because even during Pesach it should be mutter b'hana. So who's the Tana of our Mishnah? So we're going to have two terutzim. Amar va'acha b'Yaakov lo'ilam Reb Yehudahi. It's Reb Yehuda. So it's Reb Yehuda. Why is it permitted? He didn't make a distinction between a yid and a guy. B'yalav sa'or de'achila v'sa'or de're'iyah. He learns that the layachal chametz, it says by sa'or from one that it says by re'iyah. La'iroya l'chav la'imatze. Mas sa'or de're'iyah. Just like the Isra Bal Yirah. Shalcha iyataroye avla shel acherim. You could see others, but can't see yours, but you could see others. Shel gavoya and of hegdish pedek abayis. Afsar dachila shalcha iyataroichel avla oichel shel acherim. Shel gavoya. So too, after Pesach, you can't eat others. You can't eat yours, but you could eat others. Now he's going on achila. Our Mishnah only mentioned what? Hana, says the Gemara. Ubedinhu, in reality, the boile lemisne, the afilu bechila nami shari. The Mishnah should not have limited the din, the chiddush, to the chametz of a goy after Pesach vis-a-vis Hana. You should have said a vis-a-vis achila also you would permit it. Because again, once you learn it out from sa'ar of achila, it would permit a goyis achila as well after Pesach, not just Hana. Afilu achila, right? Afilu achila nami shari. However, v'adi tani Yisrael asa b'hana. Since by Yisrael you had to learn it's asa b'hana, like Rabbi Yehuda, tananami dinachri muta b'hana. Ubedinu di boile lemisni dafilu b'teich smanai muta b'hana. You want to hear a bigger chiddush? A bigger chiddush. You should even told me toich sman it's muta b'hana. Guys, according to the Isra Hana, it's Bal Yirah Bal Yimatzah. If you're going to learn out the Isra Achila, so you would be permitted to go ahead and have Hana even during Pesach. You hear? Even during Pesach. Again, Shalcha iyataroyeh, you can't see yours, aval ataroyeh shel acherim, but you could see others. And if that is your whole example, then by a goy also, if you're going to tell me that it's a guy doesn't belong to you, it's mutter, it should be mutter b'hana even during Pesach, like Rabbi Yossi Glili. So why did you just say after Pesach? You should have said afilu toich Pesach. But I did the Tana Yisrael la'achaz manoi. Since the Yisrael speaking la'achaz manoi, Tana nami did nachri la'achaz manoi. So let's go stick this pshat back in the Mishnah. Let's go back to the Mishnah on Chav Ches Amid Aleph. Back to the Mishnah. Chometz shel nachri she'aval Pesach. The chometz of a nachri, if the Pesach is mutter behana, according to, well, it's according to everybody. It's according to Rabbi Yossi, it's for sure, according to Rabbi Shimon, and even according to Rabbi Yehuda, because Rabbi Yehuda says you learn out sa'ar of Re'iyah from Achila, just like Bal Yeroah of Re'iyah is permitted others, so too Hana is permitted of others. So, Fred, the Gemara says, why did you go ahead and limit it to Wad Hana, extend it to Achila? Because in the next line, B'Shei Yisrael Asa B'Hana. So, since we had to say the Yisrael's Asa B'Hana, we had to say the Goy is also B'Hana, even though it's Mutter B'Achila. And fellas, you could have said even bigger Chiddush. You could have said even B'Toich HaZman, even during Pesach, it's Mutter B'Hana. Why did you say B'Toich? Why did you say La'acha? Because since Yisrael had to be speaking la'acha, so too the Goy had to be speaking la'acha. That's where Acha B'Yaakov's shot in the Mishnah. That's according to who? According to Rabbi Yehuda. Second teretz, back in the Gemara. Rava Amar la'olam Reb Shimon he. La'olam it's Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon kinasa konis. Really, Reb Shimon holds after Pesach even a yid is mutter. So why can't you have Hanaf from Chometz Alav Shalom Pesach according to Rav Shimon? Is because right? Since you're over and Bali Rabbi Yamatzah, you can't have Hanaf. It's a kanas. This is why we paskin. That's why we're makbid right after Pesach to buy from a goy. It's the big problems about a Jew not selling his chometz. The Jew doesn't sell his chometz. It's a big problem with bourbon, by the way. For you bourbon drinkers, right? There's a guy who owns the bourbon monopoly. I don't know, but I mean, I heard from Belsky's Atzal, a very famous bourbon is called. It's a horse on top. I think it's called Blanchard's. Yes,
Blanton's.
Blanton's. He said it's Chometz Shalav Pesach. He said he told me before it's Chometz Shalav Pesach. The Jew doesn't sell it. So again, if you like bourbon, stay away from that. Okay, so now. Bishleim l'Rava, Hainidik Tani Shel Yisrael Asa. Bishleim, according to Rava, we say of Yisrael is Asa. Mishum Shnema Lo Yeroya. El Rav Acha B'Yakov Mishum Lo Yochel Chametz Mi Boilei. Fellas, the Issa of Yaakov is the Raisa by a Yid, right? Therefore, he said his Issa is Lo Yochel Chametz. So look back in the Mishnah now. Chametz Shel Nachri Shavuot LePesach. Mutter behana, v'shel Yisrael asa behana. Now, Shenamar lo yirol sar. Pirish. According to Rava, really be'emes it's mutter behana, because we're holding like Rav Shimon, who says after Pesach it's mutter behana. But because the Jew was over on lo yirol, therefore we constantly said it's asa. So the pasuk that the Mishnah brings explains it according to Rav Shimon, according to Rava. Masha Enkein, according to Rav Acha Yaakov. If the Mishnah is according to Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda doesn't say the source for Issa after Pesach is Lo Yeroya. He says the source for the Issa of Pesach is Lo Yochel. So why are you bringing? So it's shver according to Rav Acha. You're bringing the wrong pasuk. The reason like Rabbi Yehuda that it's Asa is not because Lo Yeroya, it's because Lo Yochel. And for the Gemara guys, the Lo Yeroya is coming to tell me Pshan the Reisha. Chametz shel nachri shavuot Pesach mutter b'hana. You know why the chametz of a nachri is mutter b'hana? Because lo yiroi lecha. It's only us to see your chametz. It's not us to see what. It's not us to see somebody else's chametz. And he's going to learn that Bal Yeroya of a sar of Achila from Bal Yeroya. So according to Rav Acha Yaakov, the pasuk that you bring at the end is not coming to tell me the reason the Jew is asa. It's coming to tell me the reason why the goy is mutter. So totally different shot. Let's see it inside. Says the Gemara. So Bishleim Rav Hainu Dikani Shal Yisrael Asa Mishum Shneim Bala Yeroya. El Rav Acha bar Yaakov mishum lo yochel chametz mivoyle. You should bring the pasuk lo yochel chametz. And for the Gemara, misarbes sefer koi. Do you think the pasuk is coming to explain the sefer that a yid's after Pesach is asar? Aresha koi. It's going on the reason that it's mutter. V'hachi kamen. Here's the way you read the Mishnah, just like I read it to you now. Chametz shal nachri shavel over Pesach. You know why? And they learned sar de achila misar de re'iyah. So we have two pshatim. We have, according to Rav Acha, Rav Yehuda says a goy is after Pesach is mutar b'hana. According to Rava, a goy is after Pesach is asa b'hana. According to Rav Yehuda. In other words, we have a machlokes between Rava and Rav Acha in Rav Yehuda. Again, let's just reiterate the share, guys. 3 shitas. Rabbi Yehuda, 3 zmanim, guys. Before, during, after. Rabbi Yehuda, asa. Rabbi Yosef Glili, I feel in the middle it's mutar b'hana. According to Rav Shimon, mutar, asa, mutar. Good, very good. Those are 3 shitas. We're saying pshat in our Mishnah. When our Mishnah says the chametz shalav Pesach is by a yid is asa, and by a goy is mutar. According to Rav Acha, it's according to Rav Yehuda. Rav Yehuda says that a goy is after Pesach is mutar, because they learn out Sa'or of Achila from Sa'or of Re'iyah. And just like Re'iyah, I'm not mitzvah in somebody else's, so too with Sa'or after Pesach, I'm not mitzvah. Like Rava in Rabbi Yehuda name. Like Rava, the Mishnah is according to Rav Shimon. Therefore, Rabbi Yehuda remains Asa after Pesach, Afilu Goy's Chametz is Asa after Pesach. Now we're going to take that machlokes between Rav Acha and Rava in Rabbi Yehuda and bring it into another venue. Any questions so far? I'm cooking on all cylinders, guys. Okay? We're all good. Says the Gemara. Torah gives you life. Says the Gemara. Now, they both go according to reasoning. You ate chametz after Pesach that belonged to a guy. The Divrei Rabbi Yehuda, according to Rabbi Yehuda, you could figure out, guys, what it is. Rava Amaleika. Why would Rava hold you get Malchus? Because he said Rabbi Yehuda never compared the Sa'ar of to Re'iyah. He never said that. He answered the Mishnahs of Shimon. Rav Acha bar Yaakov ain't no like Rav Yaakov would say you don't get Malchus because he goes ahead and says the Sa'ar of Achil is like the Sa'ar of Re'iyah. If it belonged to somebody else, I'm not chayiv. Rava Amaleika, because Lo Yolef Rabbi Yehuda Sa'ar de Achil and Sa'ar de Re'iyah. It remains lo yochel, and therefore it's a lav, and Yechayev Malchus. Rav Acha bar Yaakov, no, ain't like it. Yolav Sa'or Diachila, Misar de Re'iyah. And just like Sa'or of Re'iyah is only yours and not somebody else's, so too Sa'or of Achila is only somebody yours. And therefore somebody else's, in this case the Goyes, after Pesach, you would not get Malchus. Okay? So now, Rav Acha held that Rabbi Yehuda holds after Pesach, you will not get Malchus on Goy's Chametz. However, the Gemara is going to bring now a long-winded brisa, very difficult one, with a few shitas, and we're going to put everything on the back blackboard as soon as we get it down. Okay, let's see the Gemara. For Hordabei Rav Acha bar Yaakov mi'ahi, and Rav Acha bar Yaakov has charata. Guys, I'm giving you the end of the Gemara. Right now, like Rav Acha, the chametz of a goy it has value to it during Pesach, because after Pesach it's going to be mutter. However, if you add charata, it means it doesn't have any heta. There's no heta whatsoever. There's no heta, and we're going to see that he holds there's no heta. Let's see the Gemara. The Tanya. Ha'oichel chametz shel hegdish b'moyed. If someone eats chametz of hegdish, the chametz belongs to the Berek Habayis. He eats it on Pesach. Now, he ate it b'shog. He didn't know it was hegdish. He didn't know it was hegdish. He ate it b'mezid. He was a mezid on the chametz, but he was a shogig on the hegdish. Because if he wasn't a shogig on the hegdish, you would have no din of me'ilah. Remember, me'ilah is only when it's b'shogig. So he's a mezid on the achila of chametz, but he's a shogig on the fact that it's what? It's hegdish. Good. Now, so you eat chametz shel hegdish b'moyed, moyel. One opinion says you are moyel. The yesh amrim lo moyel, and other ones say you're not moyel. Right? Man yesh amrim. Who's the yesh amrim? So I'm Rabbi Yochanan. It's Rabbi Nechuni ben Akani. The Tanya. Rabbi Nechuni ben Akani. Oises Yom Kippurim k'Shabbos l'Tashlumim. Ma Shabbos mischayv benafsho u'patim min haTashlumim. Af Yom Kippurim mischayv benafsho u'patim Tashlumim. This is a very, very famous words of. I'm going to sing a tune, and Ari Bacon's going to say I understand it. Da 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 da. Ari Bacon, unmute yourself. Let me hear. Da 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 da. Unmute yourself, you. Trying. Holding up the shield.
Ari, you're muted, Ari.
Da 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
What's the next words? It's from a song from Rashi Shapiro. Da 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 da. Come lay. Yehuda, be quiet. Yehuda, be quiet. Good.
Thank
anyway,
you.
Good. Da 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 da. Come lay with the Rab Minei. Now, if you're Machal Shabbos, guys, and you have a Chi of Tashlumin, you pata because you Chayiv Misa. Yom Kippur is an Issachar. If you're Machal Yom Kippur and you're Chi of Mammon, you pata. What happens if you eat chametz on Pesach, guys? What's the halacha? You Chayiv Kares. So therefore, if you hold Kamlei, there's no Chi of Tashlumin, right? Okay, so let's look at this chart and see what we got. Here, you have, okay. According to one opinion, Moyel, according to the second opinion, Leisham and Loy Moyel. Now, the first pshat, it's Rabbi Yochanan says like Rabbi Shimon. First pshat is according to Rabbi Yochanan like Rabbi Shimon. The one who says Yumayel, that there has, Rabbi Shimon holds that this thing, there has value, right? Because after Pesach, it's going to be mutter. It has value. So since Yesh Damim, Yochel Moichroi Acha Pesach. If it has value, Yumayel behegdish. You took from Hegdish. Hegdish is Gezela, guys. You're stealing from Hegdish according to Rav Chaim Briska. So Memela, this has value. Amoyel behegdish. Says Reb Nechunya, it does have value, but you got a problem. Since you mechayev misa for eating, right? Reb Nechunya ben Akuna says kamle, so ein ledomim. It has no value, meaning you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay. So moyel because you chayev misa. That's Reb Yochanan according to Reb Shimon. A second shot is Reb Yosef. Reb Yosef holds like Reb Yosef Aglili. Reb Yosef Aglili says even during Pesach, it's mutter b'hana. So why you moyel? Because during Pesach, good, I can't eat it, but I'm ready to be poider and to feed it to Klavim. According to the one who says moil, you can go take Hegdish and be poider and feed it to the dogs, and it's not considered a pegam and Hegdish. The one who says loy moil says ain't royal liftlace lachilas Klavim. You're not ready to be poider, therefore it has no value, therefore loy moil. So again, here's the rule of thumb. If you're moil, it's because it has value. If you're not moil, it's because it has no value, or if it has value, I can't be mechayev for. So the first teretz is it has value, you're moil. The second one is it has value, but what? I can't be chayiv because I'm chayiv my makaris. Second one is it has value. According to both, it has value, but I'm not able to do anything with it according to the second one. Since I can't be poided, I'm not moil. According to the third pshat, Rav Acha bar Rava, he also Rav Shimon. Like Rav Shimon, it has value because Rav Shimon holds after Pesach, it's going to be mutter b'hana. Question is something that will have value, does it have value now? In other words, I can't feed it to the dogs, obviously, or else it would have value now. Question is something that will have value, does it have value now? The Mandiyama says Moyel, says, you know why? Because Dava Gorim Lamamin is Kamamin. Something that causes money is considered money. The one says you're not Moyel, Dava Gorim Lamamin is Lav Kamamin Dami. It's Lav Kamamin Dami. So I have three ways of explaining the machloikus whether moil or not. Here's the one we need. Remember I told you, Rav Acha Yaakov said he's going to have charata. Now just to reiterate, why did Rav Yaakov Yaakov hold, guys? He held that after Pesach, it's mutter b'hana. Because why? Because you're learning out from Re'iyah. Just like in mitzvah and not seeing yours, but you could see others. So too the achila is also going, if b'hana would be after Pesach, would be only on what? On yours, this or not on others. So he held that l'choira, if that's the case, you should be moil, right, guys? Guys, fair eyes to me. Loy Rav Acha, you should be moil. Why? Because after Pesach, it has value. Because since I learned out from Re'iyah, and just like Re'iyah is only on mine, not on others, so too achila is only on mine, not on others. So if the Pesach, if I have ano during Pesach, I should be moil. What does he say? Okay, what does he say? He says, says Rav Acha, the one who says moil holds like Rav Shimon. Dava garm l'mamen is kamamin. Like Rav Shimon. So why you moil? Because it has value now, and because it's garm l'mamen. According to who says you're not moil, he holds like Rav Yehuda. Now 1 second. If he holds like Rav Yehuda that you learned that from Re'iyah, then it should have value now. Because after Pesach, it's going to have value. And he holds a dava garm l'mamen is kamamin dummy. Yes? So therefore, it's obviously over here, he must be at Charata and holds like Rabbi Yehuda, it's totally usher. That's why I put 2 stars over there. It must be contra Rabbi Yehuda, it's totally usher, and therefore there's no Me'ilah, because it doesn't have value. Because if it did have value, you would have a din of Me'ilah. That's the whole reason we brought it in. The final teretz is Rav Ashi, with two aktamis. 1, ein poidem lachila klavim. You can't be poida hegdish to feed to the dogs. You can't. 2, Dava garm l'mamen is lav kamamen dami, right? So the question is, why in the fact can I be moil? It has no value now. I can't be poida it. It's not a garm l'mamen, but guess what? The one who says moil holds like a say glili. He holds it's mutter b'hano right now. He holds you don't have to be poida. It's mamish mutter b'hano. You don't have to be poida at all. Therefore you're moil. And the one who says you're not moil holds like the chachamim. The one who holds you're not moil like the chachamim. So the key was that line, guys. The key was that line where Rabbi Acha bar Yaakov said, like Rabbi Yehuda, you're not moil. So obviously you had charata. Okay, let's see it inside. Okay. And Rabbi Acha bar Yaakov had charata from the fact that he held the halacha that Rabbi Yehuda held that it's mutter after Pesach. The Tanya, ha'oichel chametz shel hegdish b'moyed, moyel, yeshayim loy moyel. Man yeshayim. That's from the Chunya ben Akonihi. Guys, should I put the chart up? Let me put the chart up so you'll be able to refer to it. So it's Rabbi Chunya ben Akona. The Tanya, Rabbi Chunya ben Akona, Hoyoisa, es Yom Kippurim b'Shabbos k'Shabbos. He made Yom Kippurim l'Shabbos l'Shabbos. L'inyan kam le b'derab minei l'tashlumin. Ma Shabbos mischay b'nafshoy u'patim l'tashlumin. Af Yom Kippurim, which is in Issachar, mischay b'nafshoy u'patim l'tashlumin. And so to achilas chametz is in Issachar. Therefore, you be part of b'tashlumin. Rabbi Yosef Amar, b'poidin ha'sekdeshin l'chila klavim. Rabbi Yosef is the second column. The shaila is whether you can be poida to feed to the dogs and holding like Rabbi Yosef HaGalili. Kamifagi. Mandam amoyel ksava poidin ha'sekdeshin l'chila klavim. Therefore, you can have a none now. Mandam aloy moyel ksava ain't poidin. Third pshat is Rav Acha bar Rava Tanalei on the base. Lahashmaitza mishmeid Rabbi Yosef b'holishna. The Kuli Alma everyone holds. Here you go. Dava garm l'mamen is it ain't point necessarily shel klavin. However, v'hacha b'kamifli b'dava garm l'mamen k'mamen dami. Man dama moyel. One says you're moyel ksava. Dava garm l'mamen is k'mamen dami. Uman dama loy moyel ksava. Dava garm l'mamen is k'mamen dami. There you go. This column, third column over here, right? Later of Shimon dava garm l'mamen tells like mamen lav k'mamen dami. Next column. This is the one we need. Rav Acha bar Yaakov Amar, the Kuli Alma, Dava Garm L'Mamen is Kimamin Dami. Dava Garm Kimamin is Kimamin. V'Hacha v'Plukta Rabbi Yehuda Reb Shimon Kamiflagi. Mandi Amaloi Mayol, the one who says Loi Mayol, and here's our problem, holds like Rabbi Yehuda. And therefore it doesn't have value after Pesach. Since it doesn't have value, there's no din of Milah. Mandam Mayol, Reb Shimon. Since it has value now, it has value, Dava Garm L'Mamen has value, therefore you're Mayol. Fred the Gemara, Rav Acha bar Yaakov, Huda Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Yolav Sar di Achila Misar di Re'iyah. He learns of Sar Achila from Sar Re'iyah. And since he does, the halacha should be that you're not moyel, that you are moyel. Because why? Since it's like Re'iyah, you only mitzvah on yours and not a goy or not a hegdish. So therefore it should have value after Pesach. But it doesn't. So obviously you see, according to by saying loy moyel, the Acha bar Yaakov guys is having charata. Elohoda be Rav Acha bar Yaakov me'ahi. Vashiyama the Kuliyama ain't poidim. Everyone says ain't poidim. The Dava Garm L'Mamen is lav kamamin, and Dava Garm L'Mamen is not kamamin. So here's let's go to the last column. Ain't poidim lachil klavim. Dava Garm L'Mamen is lav kamamin dami. Pahacha b'plukta Rabbi Yossi Aglili Rabbanan Kamifli. Mandam amoil, Pahacha Rabbi Yossi Aglili. It has value now. Mandam aloy moil kirabbanan. And the one who says you're not moil holds like the Rabbanan. Guys, good? Okay, the next piece of Gemara, I think we should just start tomorrow. It's one big sugya. It's the sugya bittul. So I'm gonna have to repeat it tomorrow anyway. So I might as well start it brand new tomorrow. Okay, I appreciate everyone listening.